It's day one of my Movember challenge, thanks to Lizzie really, and Focus magazines, Lizzie Amos and Bella. It's not going to come out that clear on the camera this morning, but there's beautiful mist. So let's go and explore Litchip Travers. Pretty sure you can see the mist actually. It's that lovely golden light of dawn, just after dawn, on a misty autumn morning. The promise is to do an hour of exercise. So let's march. This is one of my friends here. He's got this lovely Labrador. And that brilliant invention, you'll see me in a minute, where they throw the ball and you don't get gunky fingers. He's a super chap. Safely anonymous, I suppose, from that distance. Recognition about to happen, and there it is. Morning. The 11th of the 11th today. Getting ready for the service on Sunday here on the old school green in Litchip Travers. Pop it down Lime Kiln Road on the way to the English Oak Vineyard. What we'll do today is the clockwise loop, which is down Castle Farm Road and then across the vineyard where I'll share today's message, and then up Flowers Drove. One of the more obvious signs of autumn as the fungi come out. Each plant has its season, doesn't it? And its flowers and its fruits. Maybe it's time for your life to have a change of seasons. Glorious misty landscape this morning. Take a while for that to burn off with the sun on this Remembrance Day. Isn't that wonderful? Our sheep on the edge of the fields. Good morning. Looks like you're talking, but you're chewing. Got a lovely field here, and when the weather is right, you can see the most gorgeous. Oh, there, it's doing a wee for you. How lovely. Let's look at another sheep. You can see across the hills. Have you finished now? Can we come up? I'm doing this for Movember, and today for Lizzie Amos and Bella, who'd love to chase you probably. Yes. Are you going to have a nice day? Will you grow a moustache and beard for Movember? Men's mental health? I think not. Old-fashioned sight you don't see often anymore. Love it. This is also the ideal condition to see the beautiful architecture of the spider's webs. The art of death. Dun, dun, dun. I'm a funny bloke, really. One of the things that I really get excited about in life is lichen. This is lichen on this fallen twig here. It's a symbiotic agreement between two very different organisms for the mutual good, and I think it's the highest form of model of collaboration that you find in nature. Utterly gorgeous. I don't know who's just driven past me, but he's certainly on the wacky backy. Sheep in the mist. Sheep in the distance. Hello, sheeps. This is disappointing for me. This used to be the most beautiful creeper over this gorgeous brick, and it was a feast of colour in the autumn, but they've cleared it all away, probably to protect the integrity of the building. And then what you'll hear in the distance here is the sparrows. Have a good natter. What are you going to do today then? I don't know. Tweet, 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 tweet. What do you want to do? I don't know. Sounds like they're gossiping. To do this walk, what you do then is you go through Castle Farm. They've blacked out the nursing home bit. That's interesting. This was a nursing home, and the right of way is through here to the vineyard. I think it still is a nursing home. Just probably not cool to call it that anymore. Beautiful place. Plenty of gardens and places to sit. It's so mild at the moment, the remnants of this hydrangea. Most beautiful example. I haven't visited this all year. And here we are now at one of the greatest treasures of Litchip Travers. This is the English Oak Vineyard. Clearly the crop has been harvested. It is the 11th of November after all. But what a privilege and a joy to be allowed to walk through this vineyard. As we walk through the vineyard today, I'll share today's message. I had a bad night in terms of not being able to sleep. Diddums. But it was quite interesting because what was happening was still the leftover of the cough that so many of us have had. There are worse things out there, but it's a horrible thing. And once you start coughing, you ain't going to sleep. So I was thinking of my body as the temple, which is really why we're doing this, to get fit and healthy again. I thought I would like to drive this cough out of the temple. And that reminded me of the account of Jesus driving out the money changers from the temple in Jerusalem, saying that my Father's house should be a house of prayer, but you've made it a den of thieves. So you don't have to share my faith to get today's message. Today's message is about your body and your life as your temple. And if you were to make a whip like Jesus did and drive things out of your life, what would you drive out of your life today? What would you cast out? So I'm seeking to cast out a bit of obesity, far too overweight. You can hear the bit of breathlessness as well. So I want to develop that flexibility again, that healthiness, so I can enjoy magic nature. Look at that. See if I can focus on that for you. You see the spider web? Can't quite see whether it's in focus. Glorious architecture. Your glorious architecture. Your life. So what would you drive out of your life? Perhaps you've got something you want to give up, have less of in your life. Perhaps you've got something that you want to add in, to build into the temple. Don't know. It's your life. So that's today's message. I'm not going to make it any longer than that. Consider your life as holy, precious, spiritual. Your body is your temple, your vehicle. And what you can do is purge, cleanse the temple today. It really is a wonderful place with a lot of thought that's gone into the vineyard experience, the customer experience. And here's some carving from part of the oak tree that got blasted, English oak vineyard, to make the most of what's happened. Another high point of this walk for me is these almost little copse of beautiful silver birch. And it's the season for the Acer, so I must get to Kingston Lacey and enjoy them in all their splendour. Just to remind myself as much as anything, look at this colour on the Acer. Oh, Kingston Lacey, here we come. Proof that you can have colour at all times of the year. Look at that. I don't even know what it is. It's gorgeous. After out, that's Flowers Drove then. The main advertised way to English Oak Vineyard. Beautiful cobweb and beautiful sedum, I think. Those mapped across with the cobwebs. A different form of autumn colour. Gets a bit noisy in the village now. The effects go off to work. Well, I'll show you another magnificent Acer. This is a big thanks to Lizzie, Focus Magazines. Check them out. Let's do the reveal. Look at that, look at that, look at that. Focus Magazines in Ringwood and Verwood and Fordingbridge. More late autumn colour here. So if you're a local business, if you have adverts in Focus Magazines, having your stuff in print gives you a really amazing authority. It's like it is written. So Jasmine. Who planned this garden and made so many good choices. There's always colour at all times of the year. Very clever. Bubblegum, isn't it? Such a wonderful pink. Not that I like pink. Rose hips. The roses have been so wonderful this year. Now it's time for their fruit. An old English rose. Really in this kind of weather where you can tell just how busy and dangerous the spiders are. That is covered. think the Dorset term is diggered or dickered, in cobwebs, waiting to catch breakfast, lunch and tea. Another stunning acer. Lovely leaf shape. I'm not going to pretend it was strenuous exercise today, but thank you for joining me. And thank you for Lizzie for the first donation. This is all for Movember, and we've chosen to do men's mental health, so that they don't get trapped by the cobwebs of despair and depression, but can live free. It's good to talk, Jack. Snapdragons too, anti-rhinums in the middle of November. It's another one of my treats on this walk. This family have such a sense of humour. They've got like this, not quite a Christmas tree, but they decorate it with all sorts of interesting things. I see a frog. Poppies, of course. Is that a baby shark? A great sense of humour. Good spirit. Marigolds too, yeah. Look at those. Dog's not too bad. Final thought on this walk. Litchip Travers Library. Like most of our libraries, under threat. Very, very beautiful library, which I don't use. So maybe it's time to start doing this kind of thing. Even do e-books and e-audio books now. Didn't know that. Let's look into that. One more thought. This is our Tesco Express in the village. I don't know how they do it, but they consistently attract the most amazing, sparky, customer-focused staff. I'm really grateful. That's not going to shut up, is he? I just wanted to boast about this as well. Look at this forward planning. The village car park with electric power. Yay! Go Litchip Travers. It's not just me, is it? That's foggier, that's mistier as the damp rises. I just wanted to also say that I'm doing this because of Moodscope. All one word, moodscope.com. I write for them, published every Monday. A blog on mental health and well-being, because that's a driving factor in my life. My dear mum, bless her, tried to commit suicide several times, so I know what living with mental health issues is like. And if the future looks misty and unclear, talk to someone, because we can help, and many of us have been there. Don't suffer in silence. There is always hope, because even in November the rose can bloom.